Good morning, everyone. This is Mayor Steve Wilder calling to order the Board of Control of the City of North Canton. Its regular meeting on Wednesday, January 12, 2022 at 9 a.m. here at City Hall. Roll call, Wilder's here, Patrick Diorio here, Gina Alabat
here,
and Wayne Boyer here. All four are present. Also attending today is our city engineer, noted for the record, Rob Graham. Third order of business is approval of the minutes of November the 10th, 2021. May I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
So moved by Diorio. May I have a second?
second,
Second by Alabat. Any discussion on those minutes? Changes or amendments? Very well. May I call for
Voice vote. Voice vote's
voice vote is fine. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And that motion carries. We're on fourth item, which is new business. And 4A is the 2022 Street Maintenance Paving Program. I'll open it up to the floor for a presentation on that.
Mr. Mayor, will let the City Engineer Rob Graham tell us about the project and the bids that were received and where we are.
Okay.
Very well.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Mr. Diorio. Back on December 3rd, we opened bids for our 2022 street maintenance and paving program. Do that every year. Allocation again this year was $350,000. So went through a list of streets and tried to put together a program that would match the budget and tried to build in, some unknowns for cost of living and fossil fuels and everything else that we've really seen increase. And I guess it worked. Back on that day, we had the 4 paving contractors bid. Our low bid was received from North Star Asphalt in the amount of $342,876. They had done our program also in 2021. So we took a bid for adjusting the manholes after, and we'll just keep that unit cost of $1,580 for each one. And then afterwards, since that put us over, if we awarded that now, it'd put us over the allocation. We'll just look at it and cut a PO if there's 2 storm and 3 sanitaries from the appropriate account after the fact, because we never really know how many we'll have until after it's done. So I guess with that, I'd recommend that the Board of Control award a $342,876 contract to North Star Asphalt to complete our 2022 street maintenance and paving program.
How did they perform for us in 21?
Fabulous. Yeah, never in my career have had an issue with North Star Asphalt.
Okay. What was the next closest bid?
Next closest bid was from Superior Paving, who's also done the project for us in previous years. They were $357,756.50.
Did Shelley bid?
Shelley Company did not bid. It used to be Central Allied. Shelley or Allied had always bid it in the past. Shelley did a great job on our North Main paving, but we suspect that the $350,000 paving program of local streets isn't big enough for them. Yeah. They want that $1 million Main Street or whatever.
Very good. Well, we have had good success with them. And these jobs are kind of complicated when you get into the neighborhoods and just doing small pieces. We expect that with the action that City Council had taken, approving the request from the administration and the Service Department to acquire a street paving machine, that we think going forward, as our team gets to handle and become more experienced with the operating of it, that some of these smaller things we could, may not necessarily need to include in our general paving program. It helps the engineer out, I think, a lot in that some streets that are in marginal decay, it's too little to put into the general paving program, so we actually have to let the street deteriorate and get worse. Or in order to remedy the street at issue, overpave by going beyond the part that's in question in order to be able to get a contractor in there. So we think that with that action, we will be able to fine tune this more and try to get more bang for our buck for the $350 that we've allotted.
Yeah, absolutely, Patrick. With the street department, as they get their machine in, get comfortable using it, we really anticipate them doing all our alleys, which are so expensive to get this monstrous equipment that the normal pavers have back in there. And like I said, more bang for our buck, and also some of our narrower uncurbed streets. I think that'd be a great utilization of our street guys, that then we can focus more on the bigger residential 31-foot back of curb streets.
Well, based on your recommendation that we haven't had any issues with them, and don't we check like if they owe back taxes or something?
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up. They have no, also part of your package is no unresolved findings.
Okay. Based on all that, I would move that we award the general street paving program to North Star in the amount of $342,876.
Motion's on the floor. May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Alabak. Any other discussion on that? Roll call vote for this. Gina Alabak,
Yes.
Patrick DeOrio.
Yes.
Wayne Boyer,
Yes.
and Steve Wilder, yes. The motion carries. The award is to North Star Asphalt. Item number 4B is discussion on the Glenwood Street Southwest Water Line Replacement Project, Phase 2. Mr. Graham, you talk to that?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Also on December 3rd, we opened bids for this project. This one, we had allocated $1.1 million, and I believe it's a possible ARPA candidate for the budget there. This one, I was kind of crossing my fingers, again, with the cost increase that we've seen in materials and lead time and whatnot, had allocated 1.1 million and thought it would be pretty doggone close. Well, that day we had 5 bidders. Our low bid was from Superior Paving and Materials, Inc., who's also under contract first thing out of the gate this year through the commissioners as our CDBG job, Pittsburgh Phase 2. They successfully completed Pittsburgh Phase 1 last year, and their plan is, low bidder here, if Pittsburgh's done, jump right over to Glenwood. But back on the 3rd of December, we received 5 bids. Superior was low, as I mentioned, $969, $476.70. Wenger was a close second, $985,747.04. And then they got up around my estimate, one right at the estimate and 2 well over the 1.1 million. So I was quite happy with how that turned out. And I think the key was getting the legislation and get these out on the streets and bid them early. I think that really helps us before contractors get their plates full for the year, if they need to line up their schedule of projects. So I think that's really helped us in stretching our dollars. So with that, as I mentioned, Superior is our low bidder under our allocation, and engineering would recommend, based on the projects they've done for us, and no unresolved findings for them either, that we go ahead and award a $969,476.70 contract to Superior Paving and Materials, Inc. to complete the Glenwood Street Water Line Phase 2. Thank you.
Rob, in looking over the bid, are you able to put any color, looking at the 2 low bids between Wenger and Superior? And just like on the item number 18, the 1-inch water service, including the 1-inch cork stop. So the unit bid on that was $900 each, times 41. It's $36,900. But then you look at Wenger, we got for the unit bid of $2,421 each.
Mhm.
SET was at $694, Bockhart was at $513, Trimore was at $1150. Why? It seems way out of whack, or are the other ones not looking at it realistically? What's your thought on that?
Well, the thought is each contractor bids things differently. Where they hide, I don't want to say hide, but where they build in their profit, with how they feel their team is at doing the services. These services are quite tedious to go into each and every house and shut the water off and take them off the old line, put them on the new. And I'm sure Wangner's in their office looking at this bid tab, or when they get it after we award, and see that's where they lost the job. I mean, by a ton, that one known item. What the individual estimators think, it's hard to say. I mean, some items are much cheaper, others are more with how they feel they build in their profit.
Okay.
But that is a great catch and literally cost them the project.
And Superior's done a good job for us.
Superior has a long history of doing good work with us, yes. As I
And-
mentioned, they just did Pittsburgh Phase 1 last year. They've been awarded Phase 2 in December, so we started out in the spring. And now this project, they built East Hill, Elmwood, water line, so they've done quite a few since I've been here.
And no issues with any findings?
No
as well?
findings.
Your recommendation that we award to Superior?
Yes, sir.
So I would make a motion, if the chair is ready for it.
Chair is ready for a motion.
For the Border Control award, the Glenwood Street Southwest Waterline Replacement Phase 2 project to Superior Paving Materials, Inc. for an amount of $969,476.70.
May I have a second to that motion?
Second.
Second by Ms. Alaba. Any other further discussion? Comments? Very good. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Roll call. Roll call, sorry. That's right. Ms. Alaba?
Yes.
Mr. Diorio?
Yes.
And Mr. Boyer?
Yes.
And Wilder, yes. Motion carries 4-0. Thank you. And as we get down to item 4C, the 10th Street Northeast Sanitary Roadway Project. Mr. Green.
Yeah, that's one. I think we had issued a new agenda. That one, we actually opened bids on the 28th of January. So hopefully early, the first week of February, we can reconvene and have a successful award.
So we're not ready on that one yet.
Not ready on
We
that
don't
one.
need to
No,
do
we
anything
opened
yet
bids
this
on the
time.
28th, and that we've got about $1,050,000.
So that'll be revisited at a later Board of Control. And then we also have other items that council have approved for us to do the one-off vote on. So
Well, thank you for the update on that. If there's no other business to come before the board,
I would move that we adjourn.
may I have a second for the adjournment?
Second.
Second by Boyer. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We stand adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.